Good night. My name is Juan Osío, and I'm going to talk about the option number 2. I will start reading it. On listening to, we heard about the reasons behind sleep disorders. Why do students sometimes suffer from sleep problems? Has this ever happened to you or someone you know? Taking into account the idea from the listening, what advice could you give to a student with sleep problems? Well, I think that the main reason related to the problems with students when sleeping is stress. Unfortunately, adults, ancients, kids, adolescents, and in general people of all ages are involved in this issue, something that has been called the disease of the 21st century. Our lives are accelerated. Our lives are full of technology, full of internet, full of globalization, full of media, full of iPods, full of smartphones, etc. Electronic devices in general. People in the past had not these kind of things, our fathers, our grandfathers. I think it's explains why they were not as stressful as we are actually. Now I will try to divide the problem into different and specific problems. The first one is caffeine. The consumption of caffeine has increased in the last years. Several students drink coffee, Coke, energy drinks that make them awake. They need to keep them awake because of university, because they're studying for a test, etc. This is related to the fact that students often stay studying late at the night, sometimes until the next day. Additionally, there are students studying in the morning and working at night. Most students must be earnest almost 24 hours in a day. The question I have is, it is possible to avoid caffeine of our lives? Do we have no alternative? I think the answer is no. Absolutely no. I have experience in this kind of problems. I'm studying engineering and I know how frustrating and miserable do you feel keeping your eyes blinking all of the day when you have passed studying all the night, and also you must go to university in the morning, you have class. It is horrible, it is stressful. The second problem, the second issue that I distinguish is related to internet, BlackBerry and cell phone, etc. Who have not an iPhone? Who have not a BlackBerry? Or who have not another kind of smartphone? I think if I ask this question in a classroom in a university, in Uninorte for example, maybe a 90 or 95% of people will raise their hand and say, me, I have an iPhone, I have a smartphone, a Samsung or something related. I'm sure. It is normal. We see people putting their hand in the pocket for picking up their cell phones. And it is a spontaneous reaction we have when we receive a mail or a message, when we are chatting on Facebook, when we are on Twitter, etc. Could I say that we are addicts? I don't know what people think about, but the only thing that I can say is that the technology is not a part of our life. Technology is all of our life. It's the center of our life. In my opinion, it is wrong. It is so much wrong. Because at night, when we're going to sleep, we have our brain full of images, letters, words, and barely images that sometimes don't let us fall asleep. In a long term, it could produce irreversible and serious injuries in our brain and in our neurological system. Finally, the first advice I can give to students is that as much as possible, do without caffeine. Instead of that, take time for rest and sleep in the free time during the semester. And when you're on vacations, take time to sleep and sleep and sleep and sleep. That's my first advice. My second and my last advice is that stop your addiction to smartphones and use them with moderation. Thanks.